streaming up right now. You know what I'm saying? And now
Right.
we are live. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. You know, we about to have us. I feel like a nice, respectful debate. Being able
Yeah.
to, I feel like get into some intricacies about some identities. Um, you want to introduce yourself, Queen?
Hi guys, I'm Queen Evelina, founder of the QEB Foundation. You guys also know me as the host of WQB 973. I am also based in Atlanta, Georgia, where Consciously is. You're still here, right? You're here in Atlanta?
Nah, I was only visiting that time. I'm in Oklahoma.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm in Georgia, and yes, I voted today. Okay, I voted for John Ossoff, and Raphael Warnock. I voted today. Okay, I voted. So I voted, got up early, did that so that I can get ready and prepare for you. Let everybody know what was kind of going on. So yeah, that's who I am. Hi guys. Hi TikTok.
Yeah. And everybody that's watching on TikTok now, we having this debate on my YouTube page right now. So you can come over to the YouTube and see both of us live, right now. I ain't gonna be on TikTok too long, but just let y'all know we on YouTube. Really we can go get this get it jumped off because I know I gotta go pick up my kids in like 45 minutes. So like I feel like you want to give your argument first, so we'll caught your attention. How do you want to do it?
Okay, so obviously I seen before you posted your video, I had already seen Mr. Genty's video, which posed the question, why Black women won't date, but because it's not that we won't, it's the won't people that we have the issue with, won't date bisexual Black men without mentioning STDs, how you grew up, how you were raised, and it was and insecurities without mentioning those are the stipulations. Okay, so everybody understands the framework. Then he was actually posing the question to you specifically. He wanted to know your perspective on that because it originally started with the initial question you asked like, without blaming Black women, why do you exclusively date white women? So his response to that was he's been dating white women exclusively because Black women won't date him because he's bisexual. And then your response was rooted in hypermasculinity and these big ass words, heteronormativity was the reason why, not all, but why some Black women won't date bisexual Black men. So I will let you first explain why you gave that initial analysis, and then I will explain why I had an issue with it.
The original analysis was just saying that without bringing up those things, bringing up how the world is structured by literally by the normalizing of heterosexuality, and that when it comes to most people's orientation towards relationships, they are usually conditioned. You got to cut some off in the back. I hear a little echo, but I feel like most people are conditioned to. Yeah, I'll let you cut it out. Yeah, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, to the people right now that's on TikTok, you can go over to the YouTube right now to check this debate out live. That way you don't have to be on this. I'm actually about to get off of TikTok live so I can pay attention to what I'm doing here on YouTube. So all 200 of y'all go on over and follow to the Consciously YouTube page. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all can have this conversation, jump in with us right now. But pretty much just saying, really just saying that hypermasculinity and heteronormativity are two things that many people are conditioned by. The question was about Black women. I was saying that there are Black women that are conditioned by hypermasculinity, heteronormativity. You acknowledge I said some, not all, and pretty much that was the analysis.
Okay, so my initial reaction to your analysis was because I felt that Mr. Genty knew that you were pro-LGBT and that you would give an answer rooted in homophobia and or biphobia. And because you are who you are, it would give a license to people to disregard the other perspectives to why Black women would in fact say no and default to homophobia and biphobia. If you look at the comments on your page and you could look at the comments on my page, there were Black women who agreed with you. They admitted to being homophobic. They admitted to being biphobic. But there was also a good percentage of Black women who just said no, and it had nothing to do with homophobia or biphobia, but nobody was listening to those women. And sometimes those women, in fear of being ridiculed, will not articulate their answer a little bit further. And that is why I wanted to debate with you, so that I can articulate to you some of these other, using the same framework, using the same stipulations. I just wanted to share with you as a Black woman what some of those other perspectives can be, because you also did say you could be wrong. I don't think you were wrong in your analysis. Okay, so I want to be very clear. I don't think Mr. Conscious Lee was wrong in his analysis. I just think.
What are you debating? Like, what's your argument specific? Okay, you about to tell me right now. My bad.
Yeah, I'm about to tell you now. I just feel like you gave chapter 1 to a story that has 2, 3, and 4 other chapters. And my chapter 1, for me, well, for you, it was chapter 1. My chapter 2 would explain why I kind of came at you the way that I did, because it's also part of the reason why Black women are saying no to bisexual men. Okay, so let's get into it. Chapter 2, Black women have a rational fear of Black men due to the historical relationship that Black women have to Black men, from abandonment, maybe as a child or in an adult relationship, all the way to domestic violence. Black men have been treating us bad from our perspective. They have been, from our perspective, this is what I want people, from the Black woman's perspective. I'm not saying it's absolute, from the Black woman's perspective. And in that, when we meet a man who is in fact bisexual, we are not meeting his sexual orientation first. We are first meeting him as a Black man. So because Black men, from a Black woman's perspective, have been flipping the script on us since emancipation, the duality of a bisexual man's attraction can be interpreted as him being guaranteed to flip the script. So before we even get to his bisexuality, we are already dealing with an implicit bias against him as a Black man. That's chapter 2.
I don't understand in chapter 2 the uniqueness of being Black and bisexual. If you're making an analysis that says that Black women have justified fear, a rational justified fear of Black men, I don't get I don't get how you jumping from there's Black women having justified rational fear of Black men, and then there's being uniqueness to being Black men bisexual. Like, can you, like, what's the internal link between these two things?
Because it's an intersectionality. Like I said, when I, like, for instance, I don't know your sexual orientation. I just know you. So based off of my experiences, let's say with heterosexual Black men not being good, right? It's just really Black men, not even dealing with their sexual orientation. Me as a Black woman, I see Black men treating Black women bad. So now I'm going on even though it's not a good idea to judge people on your past experiences, but that is a reality for Black women. I feel like this Black man is going to treat me bad. And now when you add his sexuality to it, only because he's choosing men and he's choosing women, some women will interpret that as this person is going to flip the script on me. They're guaranteed to flip the script, not because they like men and women, but because they like men and women and they are also a Black man. Because Black women might have a different perspective on dating a bisexual man if he wasn't Black. So intersectionality to me is what gives that first nuance. Some Black women are saying no.
Let's go back to the original question. The original question that he posed, because the original question, I think, is a key word that I think he put in this question that I think resolves all of your concerns about this flipping stuff. I think the way you talk about flipping, it does come from a little place of deviancy that I don't get, because we acknowledging that straight Black men flip shit too, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So we get back. What is the uniqueness of Black men that are bisexual flipping stuff? If you're acknowledging that straight men do it as well, what is the uniqueness? What is different about Black?
There's no uniqueness. That's the point. They're both Black men. If you're a heterosexual,
so going back to the original question that Mr. Ginty posed, he said, why don't Black women like to date Black men that openly identify as being bisexual. I think that your concerns doesn't account for the openly bisexual. I think that you have some of this paranoia fear about some down low type stuff that you're worrying about this idea of flipping.
Okay, what I'm saying
that's my argument.
That's my argument. So what I'm saying is, but this is what I'm saying. No, I got you. So what I'm saying is, though, as a woman, for black women, for some black women, before they even deal with the bisexuality part, they're dealing with the black masculinity part. So they're already turned off. So you can come to me as a bisexual black male, and I'm going. That's what I'm saying. I might respond differently to a white man who is bisexual or an Asian man who's bisexual before I deal with a black man who's bisexual, because I have issues with black men. Your sexuality is secondary, but your black maleness to me is primary. And based off of my past experiences, not with bisexual black men, but just with heterosexual black men, because if you're heterosexual and bisexual, you can still be a black man. So that's what I'm saying. The women don't think in a linear manner. You're thinking in a linear manner.
I think
that we can. That's one of the perspectives. That is one of the perspectives, though. You don't have to agree.
Your perspective is this is a debate. I'm definitely disagreeing with you, and I'm telling you that the way that you are characterizing your circle of thought, I think that it is seduced by biphobia. You feel me? Now, am I saying that I'm making my argument now. I'm making my argument. This is my argument. This is my argument. This is my argument. This is my argument, right? It's my argument that I gotta use it. You are lost in the sauce of conflating a conversation about misogyny, which is prejudice and discrimination against women, with the uniqueness about being a black and bisexual man. I think those two, you're having two conversations at the same time that two separate issues. You're having a conversation about women's distrust that is justifiable and rational of men. That is a conversation about misogynoir. I think that's not a conversation about how black bisexual men are stigmatized for being AIDS packing, for being STD packing, for being liars, for being cheaters. I think that these are two things you conflate. So I feel like we've already kind of lost the debate, because you already acknowledged that
black men. But I'm a black woman.
Let me just finish my argument in 2 sentences. You've already killed your own uniqueness argument in acknowledging that if you have a justifiable fear against all black men, there is no reason for you to have a heightened fear against bisexual black men, unless you're buying into the tropes of them being diseased, liars, or deviant. That's my argument. So my question to you, Queen, straightforward question to you. Will you date a black bisexual man? And if not, why? Simple question.
I do, and I have, and I would.
Okay.
I have dated a bisexual. That's why I'm having this.
So what is your issue then? If you're already acknowledging,
I don't have an issue. I'm trying to get you to understand why, for the black women who do have an issue, I'm trying to get you to understand it doesn't always default to biphobia. That's your argument, like you said. My argument is I'm a black.
The word always.
So race and sexuality is something that I'm always dealing with. That's why we have misogynoir. You can't separate me. Just like you don't feel like a bisexual black man should be, but that's how I deal with it. As a black woman, I'm not dealing with you as a sexual orientation first. I'm dealing with you as a man first. So I'm just trying to get you to understand from a woman's perspective.
So again, if you're dealing with somebody that is a man first. So Queen, if you're dealing with somebody that is a man first,
yes, as a man
where does them being bisexual come into play? If you're saying that there's a generalism, you're saying there's a group of men, where does it come into play?
I told you that it comes in secondarily, but that doesn't mean that they're.
How does it come in secondarily? If you have a distrust for all men, what is different about bisexual men?
A bisexual black man isn't going to get a chance because he's a black man. If I have an issue with black men, I'm not going to give I'm not going to give.
I think you're talking in circles. So Queen. So right now you have a hypothetical
argument. If I choose to give no black man an opportunity, and that also includes bisexual black men, then you can't say that I'm not giving him an opportunity because I'm biphobic. I'm not giving him an opportunity because he's a black man. That's number one. But you made your argument. I made mine. Can we move on to chapter 2? Can we go to the next chapter? You disagree with that. I'm just here to share my perspective.
You can. I feel like in a debate, you just making your argument, and I'm just disagreeing. I'm just making my arguments to counter them. Which you can call it chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. But I think that the first chapter you just said, I think that you talking in circles and you conflating misogyny and biphobia, and them two ain't the same thing. You even saying that if I don't care about all black men, you don't get to second. Like if you don't want to be with men, there's no way you get to the secondary question because the man is bisexual. So regardless of if you've been bisexual or not, you're saying
no for that reason.
Bad argument.
My point is, women are saying no for that reason and still being called biphobic, though. And to me, that's not
fair.
Go
back to Mr. Genty's
chapter 2. The second reason. Can we go to chapter 2? Because you disagree with. I'm presenting it. I'm presenting my argument. You disagree.
I think that next time, please don't call it a debate. But listen, next time, don't call what you're trying to set up as a debate. Because we don't start having a disagreement, and then you say, well, you disagree with that. Well, here go the next argument. No, we gotta hash this disagreement out right here. We haven't hashed it out.
But I've already gave my answer. You don't accept my answer. But for a black woman, they matter.
As a debate, it's called argument
with a black woman. She's got to choose between her race and her gender. When we
don't have any argument development or argument refinement. Your argument is very circular and shallow. There is no argument refinement. There's no argument with development. You're literally just saying, because listen, it's levels to argumentation. You're at the first level of argumentation saying, this is my original argument. Then we start to give warrants to develop our argument. You have not provided anything outside of your personal experiences that contextualize what you think.
It wasn't my personal experience. It wasn't it's not just my personal experience, but I'm telling you disagree with me and you don't like my answer. You disagree, you don't like my answer.
That's what a debate is, Queen. That's what a debate is.
One of the reasons why people are saying no is because they have an issue with black men. So before they even dealing with this person being bisexual, it's already a no. But those women are still being called biphobic when it's not your sexuality that I'm having an issue with. So that's what I'm saying.
I think that I made a 60-second video, and in that 60-second video, there is nowhere you can go and find this argument that you're making. I never said that every woman that doesn't want to be with a bisexual man is biphobic. I never made that claim. I never said always. You acknowledge.
You opened the door, but you opened the door to give that impression. You opened the door to give that impression. You gave that impression, though.
I think that as a debater, Queen, I'm really
can't process information outside of being homophobic or biphobic. And that's what I'm saying. Like that argument. You don't like my perspective. You don't like my argument. You basically sitting here telling me I don't know how to argue because I process.
I'm literally telling you. No, I'm telling you. Let's go. Let's keep it going though. The context. I'm telling you that your debate skills you're illustrating right now is very shallow because you're saying, well, you don't like my point. So this is like, duh, I don't like your point. It's a debate. Every point you make as a debater, I'm gonna disagree with it. So you're unwilling to go into the second level, third level of what we call argument refinement, argument development. You're not doing that. You're just making a whole bunch of
somebody's calling my door. I'm on the phone. Okay.
Like, I think this like I feel like you should have said consciously, let's have a discussion because you said some things I disagree with, and let me just say my thing because we're not having a debate right now. You ain't got me no impacts. You ain't got me no reason why you win. You ain't got come on. You know constantly do this debate
because
stuff.
women have a different. But I told you that have a different perspective.
I've lost to women debate. I don't get why
I'm lost in the sauce. You assumed, and I even said from the beginning, you assumed that I have an issue with bisexual men. I don't have an issue. I'm just telling you, there are women who do have an issue. And for those women,
you're defending those women right now, right?
I have other things I want to share with you. You can call this whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to call it and you want to call it discussion, we can call it whatever you want to call it. You said education is elevation. So can I share with you my perspectives?
Yeah, but while you're giving this, I'm letting you know right now, we all 176 of us right now, all 177 of us right now, we negotiating how much education is you giving us with these analysis. Because it sounds like to me, you're giving me a whole bunch of knee-jerk reactions to a 60-second video where you're trying to talk for women. It's not even you. Not only not even you, that you can't even say, hey, consciously, if some women don't want to be with men, it doesn't matter if they're bisexual. Okay, that question obviously didn't apply to them. They say only a hit dog holler. If it don't apply, Queen, to let it fly. To me, you seem like the hit dog is hollering.
Yes, because you silenced black women. You made it seem as if black women only had one perspective, and they don't. That is what you did. And to me personally, you are a man. So I don't expect you to understand. No, I don't expect you to understand the nuances of how women think and that we think differently. We do. Women think differently, and we have a different way of presenting an argument. Just because it's not being presented the way that you feel it needs to be presented doesn't mean that it's not valid. And that's my point. Black men do not be listening to black women when we have concerns. So I'm just trying to share with you. You don't want to call it a debate? Kill it as a debate. Let's finish having our discussion. I will share with you other perspectives to why black women are saying no. Based off of the,
I only got one more response. We don't have to go no much further into it. We don't have to go no more further into it. We don't have to go any further into it because the thing about the internet is it's great in keeping receipts. So all I got to do now, you saying all black women, do you identify as a Afro punk emo black woman? Do you identify as that?
No.
So when at the beginning of my video, I'm gonna play right now, why I say shout out to black women that's emo punk. That's me acknowledging the multiplicity of being a black woman. That's acknowledging that everybody ain't Cardi B, everybody ain't Michelle Obama, everybody don't. That's acknowledging that. So here's my video.
Women, you acknowledge the women, but you acknowledge, yes, you did. You acknowledge the women.
Before I answer this question, I like to point out to my Afro punk black emo women because they ain't got no issue with dating a bisexual man. But
so I'm acknowledging that there are women that don't have an issue with it. I feel like I really feel like you.
My thing is for the women. No, consciously. Look, you just proved my point. You acknowledge. Wait a minute. You acknowledge the women who say yes. I am here to give you a different perspective on the women who say no. And it's not rooted in biphobia or homophobia. You defaulted to homophobia and biphobia. That's where my issue came in with you. I felt that was unfair. And then when the women in the comments, when the women in the comments begin to say,
hey, you already said I said some. You already acknowledged that in my response.
So let's talk about the rest of the sum. Why we can't talk about the rest of the sum? You against talking to me about the rest of the sum? Can I go to chapter?
Right now, I think that you're wasting my time. Right now, I'm trying to negotiate if I want to go to chapter 2 with you because I don't get the point of it. I don't get the point of it at all. You already acknowledged that I said some black women, but you're saying, hey, consciously.
So you're not willing. So you're not willing. So
I'm telling you, I'm negotiating the willingness I am. I don't know how willing I am right now because I think you're wasting my time.
I'm wasting your time?
I said that in order for us to get to chapter 2, I'm negotiating right now. If you are wasting my time, I'm not sure at this moment if Queen is wasting my time for this debate right now because you ain't giving me no arguments. You're giving me
education is elevation. So you're not interested in a different perspective than your own. You gave your perspective to why some.
Like, I don't get what you. I don't get what you.
Why wouldn't you want to hear other perspectives on some?
Because you assume that I don't know those perspectives. You assume I haven't heard those perspectives. You assume I don't know those perspectives. You have a lot of assumptions. And you're older than me, so
I'm right now. So clearly you don't want to hear it.
That when you assume
shut me down, so
somebody, I'll shut up and give you 5 minutes. I'm gonna shut up right here. The time is 4:34. The time is 4:34. I'm not gonna talk until 4:40. The floor is yours, Queen.
So I can go to chapter 2. I can share my other perspectives. Yes or no? I want to be clear. Yes. Okay. Second one, apathy. Some black women, honest to God, are selfish and don't care. When you're dealing with a man who is bisexual, you got to think about it. Black women have their own plight, right? So now when you're dealing with a black man, you're dealing with his plight. When that man is an openly bisexual black man, that comes with issues, not the stipulations that he mentioned. Some people are apathetic and they don't want to deal with the issues that may come with dealing with you. And therefore, they just say no. And that's not being biphobic. That's not being homophobic. That's just being apathetic, in my opinion. But that is another perspective. My third chapter, heterosexuality. If a woman is heterosexual, wait a minute, yeah. Oh, look, you excited about that? Okay, go ahead, get your shit together. Heterosexuality, to some women, the definition of heterosexuality to them, okay, to them, is dealing. Yeah, it's because I'm considering myself heterosexual, but I don't have an issue dating bisexual black men, right? But there are other women who consider themselves heterosexual, and heterosexuality for them is only dating other men who are heterosexual. It doesn't include homosexuals. It doesn't include bisexuals. However, there were a lot of people in the comments who was defaulting those women who was trying to explain, look, I'm heterosexual. Why can't I be with somebody else that's heterosexual if I'm not attracted to a man who is bisexual? That doesn't turn me on. Should you be able to date someone that you feel that you are attracted to? Okay, go. I got 5 more minutes.
Let me not cut you off then. Go on, give me your chapters, man.
I just wanted to share with you other perspectives to why.
I really think your chapter 3 is all cap. Your chapter 3, what you call chapter 3? Heterosexuality. The reason why it's capped because we know there's a phenomenon of down low men that shows that black women will get with the man if they don't know they are bisexual, which proves what you said was a whole bunch of stuff they flush down toilets, because you're recognizing that there is a phenomenon of black women that are in fact attracted to bisexual men. So you acknowledging, so that means your whole chapter 3 about if a man is bisexual and a black woman is heterosexual, she just wants to be with a heterosexual man.
No,
so
she may not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you're telling me that it's not black women that held niggas down, that's locked up in the penitentiary right now, that was just gay for the state, and they don't know that nigga was gay for the state? You telling me they ain't with them right now? I think it's cap. You see how I'm illustrating this cap? I'm illustrating how there's a reality of black women that date bisexual black men that just have to not know they bisexual, which proves that your argument about how they not attracted to them, it's a lie. It's literal.
So you're telling me that so are you telling me you can't change your attraction midway? So you could be attracted to someone and all of a sudden if you find out something about them, it could be anything. I don't like anal sex. So if I don't like anal sex, does that make me homophobic? If that made me less attracted to you because you're into something that I'm not into, but I was into you because I saw you one way and you turned out to be another way, why is that homophobic or biphobic? That's what I want to understand.
I've never made the analysis. I think that you came into this debate with the idea that you're going to make some allegations and hope that I would make a knee-jerk reaction to respond. I've never listened. This is perfect example.
I just want to clarity.
I'm literally say the clarity. I'm about to give you the clarity right now, and I feel like everybody is watching. This might be the first. It's like, come on, now, listen. You just asked me if you don't like anal sex, how come that makes you homophobic? I've never made the analysis that women not wanting to have anal sex is homophobic. This is showing me that you're making a knee-jerk reaction to get an opportunity to make bad arguments. That's a bad argument. I've never made the claim.
It's an example. No, same example you just gave. You said the penitentiary.
That example,
and then you mean to tell me they find out, and then you may be between previous attraction and then them not being attracted afterwards. So what I'm saying is somebody can be, my point is that you can be attracted to someone in the beginning, get information about them, and then decide that you're no longer attracted to them.
Agree, and that proves that disproves your entirety. What you just said,
no,
literally your words.
No, it did not. No, it did not. You know it proved that you're not going to give me credit for it. It don't matter. I said what I said, and I let you know this is
Queen, with all respect, this is not how debate goes, Queen. Queen, huh? When I make a rebuttal to your debate, when I make a rebuttal to your argument, your response is not "I said what I said." You're supposed to now go to the third level.
Because you're twisting my words, so that is my response. That is my response because you said in my words talking about you just made this whole analogy with the jail, but it's the same thing.
I'm glad this recorded. I'm glad this recorded because the people gonna be able to see that you said chapter 3 consciously is heterosexuality. Right. Some black women only want to be with a heterosexual black man. So we're proving right now
the possibilities of why, and that you continue to.
Queen, this is the best question. This is my
homophobia and biphobia, and that you're not open to other perspectives.
This is my final question. This is my final question because I think this is my final question. I think everything out in the open. Everybody there, they're gonna see it, right? So in the instance,
see what?
That's cap, Queen. That's cap. The reason why you challenged me to a public debate because it would have an audience. You just got a lot of cap in this debate right here. But let me finish this point though. So if you able to acknowledge,
why are you characterizing me? I haven't characterized you not once, other than saying you default to homophobia and biphobia. And I think the way you characterize black women is unfair.
When I say cap, that's a
No,
verb.
you keep saying everybody's going to see this and everybody's going to see that.
Everybody gonna see. Yeah, we had a public debate. It's on YouTube.
I am giving you deconsciously, education is elevation, other perspectives to why Black women will not date bisexual Black men that is not rooted in homophobia and biphobia. And I gave you 3 examples. Not rooted in homophobia or biphobia.
You have failed to defend your 3 examples. That's how it happens in the debate.
You disagree with me. You disagree with me. I gave you examples.
The debate is literally an art of disagreement. It's like literally you are able to make different points in disagreement. You have not defended any of your chapters. You literally said, I said what I said. You just disagree with me and then you just hating on me. You don't want to give me no credit.
No, I didn't say that you're hating on me. I gave you specific examples, but because you don't want to listen, that's what I said. You guys don't want to listen to Black women when they tell you what their concerns are, when they tell you what their issues are, and you make it a whole nother argument. You just literally said, you literally just sat here and said my 3rd chapter was pretty much obliterated because there are women who know that their men are gay for whatever you call it in jail.
No, you don't know. See, that's funny. You're making an argument to me about how I don't listen.
Stay with them. So I said, well, some women.
You're making an argument to me about how I don't listen. You're making an argument to me as a Black man saying Black men don't never listen to Black women. I'm debating you where I'm saying I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm giving you point for point refutation. In order for me to refute your point, I have to listen to your point. I have to listen to your point.
Listen to my point.
No, you just
heterosexuality. Some women are heterosexual and they only want to deal with men who are heterosexual. Don't want to deal with people. So explain this to me. Why don't heterosexual men are considered biphobic or homophobic if they don't want to deal with homosexual men or bisexual men? Why is it
are considered? It's textbook homophobia. Next question. That's textbook homophobia and textbook biphobia. Next question.
You're heterosexual. So you telling me homosexuals are heterophobic if they don't want to deal with somebody that's heterosexual or bisexual?
And this how I knew you was lost in the sauce. You are now attempting to make a reverse.
I feel like you changed the rules for women.
I'm not changing.
Change the rules for women.
How?
You change the rules for women. I'm asking you. So if someone is,
how do I change the rules for women?
You're saying if a heterosexual man doesn't want to be with a bisexual or a homosexual man, he's homophobic? Is that what you're saying?
What's the reason why? I answered the question. I said yes, and what's the reason why? I gave you 2 answers.
You said a
yes. Listen, I'm a heterosexual
if a man
Black
doesn't
man.
Find another man attractive, he's homophobic.
You are now trying to make reverse arguments.
Heterosexual. I'm asking you about it. Hold up, I'm 3 minutes over. We can continue this. You probably won't because you didn't want to listen to what I had to say. I made my point and you just proved my point. You changed the rules for women.
I changed the rules for women. How? Like you got mad at me and reacted.
And that is what the Black community does with women. And that's why
Black men and
I don't
Black
have to win
women.
the argument. I just got.
I don't have to win the argument.
I ain't got to win nothing. I don't. I do not have to win anything. I just wanted you to know that there were other reasons to why women say no.
Oh my God.
That's it. So the next time you get on your high and your platform and elevate people with your education, you might actually think about some of the things I just said instead of defaulting to biphobia and homophobia simply because you're pro-LGBT. That is my
That's what
point.
this is about. Now we finally getting somewhere.
That is my point.
Now we getting somewhere. Why do you have an emphasis in me being pro-LGBTQ? Now we're going somewhere. Finally we getting somewhere. Finally we getting somewhere.
But we gotta go. You said 540 and you got.
That's fine though. Hey, I got 6 more minutes for you.
Part 2. You want to do a part 2? We can do a part 2.
Definitely won't be a part 2. There's no need for a part 2.
Because I made my point.
You didn't win your point.
I need you to be a little bit open when you're discussing Black women. I need you to be a little bit more open when you're talking about.
You are not the spokesperson for all Black Queen. Just like I know I'm not the spokesperson for all heterosexual Black men. You are not the spokesperson for all heterosexual Black men.
No, I'm not. But that is why I wanted to speak up, because I wanted to give you some different perspectives. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with me?
Contradictory. You're literally saying. Look what you just said, Queen. Consciously, I know I'm not the spokesperson of Black women, but I want to speak for other women. I know I'm not the spokesperson for all Black women, but I want to make sure I spoke for those other Black women, even though I'm not the. I ain't got time.
Who are being silenced? Who are being? You were just twisting my words and.
I'm silencing. Can you give me? Can you give me? It is just a genuine question. I take the accusations of silencing black women very seriously. What black women have I silenced?
The ones who say no, not rooted in biphobia or homophobia. You keep defaulting to that.
Did I say that some black? Did I say some black women?
I know, but even okay, there's some black women, but inside. Okay, look, can I do percentages? Maybe can I do math real quick? So let's say 25% of black women are the women you were talking about, emo and all of that. 25% of the black women, let's say we're talking about 100% of black women, 25% of black women are like, hell no, and they're biphobic, okay? They admit they're biphobic, they admit they're homophobic. The other 50% who say no, there are other reasons that they're saying no that's not rooted in homophobia and biphobia. And to me, those are the women that I feel you are silencing. Because what is happening is everyone is defaulting, and no matter what I say, it's coming back as, you're just homophobic, you're just biphobic. And it's like, no. A lot of people didn't even realize I've dated a bisexual black man, meaning I've been intimate with one. I would date a bisexual black man. I've got my TikTok crush is a gay man. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people who say no, I understand those women. You inadvertently was silencing. Go look at my comments. You were inadvertently silencing the women who say no, and it's not rooted in homophobia and biphobia. That's how they.
I didn't debate now one woman. Like you literally are the first woman I'm going back, and you are the first woman I'm going back and forth with about preferences of sexuality. So when you say I silence women, it's like I didn't disagree. You're the only woman I'm disagreeing with. Like, man, that sounds a little suspect. So literally, there's 1,000 comments in the comment section. I didn't respond to not one of those comments. Literally, if there were 1,000 videos that duetted my video, I didn't say, hey, sister, you're a biphobic and you're oppressive. I didn't say that. So again, you're making a knee. You don't have to say that.
You have a platform and you have followers and people are taking in what you said.
So black men have to be held. So black men have to be held accountable for what other folks do. So as a black man, I have to be held accountable for what my followers do.
No, but you give me the floor like you just did today. And thank you for giving me the floor to express these other perspectives. I appreciate that.
I really don't understand. Like I definitely appreciate this. I feel like black men and black women should have more open conversations to be able to talk about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the crib. But I ain't gonna cap though. I was genuinely trying to understand your point. And the first one I kind of get. You feel me? You saying that if I don't like all men, then of course I don't like black bisexual men either, because I don't like all men. Okay, yeah. That's more of a misogyny thing. Like, I don't like men because patriarchy and sexism is real and most men be sexist. I get it. I still don't get the uniqueness of black bisexual men being sexist or black bisexual men being misogynist, but I get like all men that includes bisexual men. The second thing about apathy, I don't get your point about apathy. The third point about heterosexuality was like, I get your point.
You got that one. Come on, okay.
I'm not saying I don't even disagree. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not saying I disagree. Okay, I don't get it.
Maybe I need to use a different example. Look, okay.
Yeah, we can end on you giving this example on apathy. We can end on this example on
apathy. Yeah. Okay. You know how before George Floyd, right? You had white. Remember, you got the white supremacists, right? And then you got the white allies. But then you got white people in the middle that are just like, they're not for black people and they're not against black people. They just don't want to be involved. They're apathetic. But then after George Floyd, what did everybody start saying? You're either a racist or you're an anti-racist. But that isn't necessarily true. Just because you don't care about black lives and you're not involved with black lives, that doesn't necessarily mean you are a white supremacist or you're not interested in being an ally. You're just apathetic. You don't care. You don't care. But that's a reality. Some people in the world don't care.
Hey, what you call apathy?
A or B.
I think there's a Martin Luther King quote. Martin Luther King quote. There's a Martin Luther King quote. You in Atlanta too. You in the Martian area of the Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King once said that if you choose to be neutral in times of oppression, what side that Martin Luther King said you have chosen? You have chosen the side of the oppressor. So when it comes to white people saying, I don't care for Black Lives Matter, I'm neutral, they are choosing the side of oppression. When you say, I don't have no issue, I don't understand the other, you gotta be neutral. Neutrality is how oppression is fostered. It's like, you know what they say? I don't care for black women. I don't want to do nothing bad for them. But when a black woman getting their ass beat, they got nothing to do with me. You saying had nothing to do with you fosters that black woman getting their ass beat because you did nothing to stop it. So when a white person says white lives matter, black lives matter, I care, I don't care, that's choosing the side of white supremacy because you're saying that you're going to be a bystander because they ain't got nothing to do with you. You literally saying that black
but it's not necessarily right.
What revolutionary school you come up in? Because right now you're trying to defend neutrality. That's not revolutionary.
My argument is not that it's my argument is not that it's right or wrong. My argument is that it exists.
In a debate, we debating right and wrong. And I'm telling you, what you trying to talk about is wrong. It just your apathy justifies white supremacy, biphobia, homophobia, transphobia, all the phobias. Your understanding of I'm not for it, I'm not against it. Come on now. So are you disagreeing with
your opinion? That's your opinion. That person may not see it.
Debates are about being able to make an argument and defend an argument. Most of those arguments are opinions, Queen. That's how debates work, Queen. You make a opinion.
But those women I don't feel that they should be automatically wrong because they're apathetic. I don't think it makes them wrong. What I'm saying
they're immune from being wrong. They immune from being so this is conclusion. What we find, what we find, class, we say education is elevation. Shout out to everybody that's coming into the class. What we see in conclusion is that our student of analysis today is Queen. Queen is saying that there are 3 reasons why black women should be seen as being immune. Three other reasons why black women should be seen as being immune to being homophobic and biphobic. He's saying that literally there's because of these 3 other reason chapters that we should be able to insulate particular black women from never being seen as homophobic or biphobic because hey, apathy, heterosexuality, you know what I'm saying? and that's what she literally said. Like that's literally what she's saying. And I know she's saying it because even if I allowed for this to go and I go pick up my kids and I gave her all the time, she would not be able to defend with arguments. It means that a study, historical analysis. Right now you have hypotheticals. Well, shit, Pepsi talent's been accepted. I'm finna go pick up my kids. I'm finna hop off, Queen. The flow is yours. It's your world. We just living in this whole. On my mama.
I gave you arguments. Some women are. This is just
listen, Queen. As a debate coach,
I gave you that too. That's a real thing.
You have not defended your argument. Right now, you acting like a black conservative. You had
comments were enough. Oh, you want studies? Okay, I'm gonna have to do some follow-up videos to this.
Do some follow-up videos. But in conclusion, what we see today for everybody that wants to debate me. For everybody that wants to debate me, when you say you want to debate consciously,
so you're invalidating my arguments because you
definitely invalidating them. Definitely, not only invalidating them, disproving them. So in order to disprove them, they're definitely invalidating.
Anything you're giving your opinion, and I'm telling you again.
I'll let you have it, Queen. I'll let you have that, Queen.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you. You good. Appreciate you. To everybody that wants to debate consciously, do not bring your ass onto my platform with speaking points that you call an argument or a debate. This is what black conservatives do. Queen, with all respect, had 3 pre-prepped speaking points. She was not prepared to defend these speaking points. She was not prepared to develop these speaking points. She merely was able to make the point and say, I said what I said. To everybody, I don't care if you're black, if you white, if you Asian, if you straight, if you trans, if you gender binary, if you bring your ass to me talking about some debate shit, no, I'm gonna take it serious. I'm gonna come ready. Do not no speaking points. Learn how to do argument development and argument refinement. You feel me? I happen to pay my bills. The house I'm in right now, this is my home. The bills I pay in this home, I pay these bills with debate skills. You know what I'm saying? So don't come and think, oh yeah, I'm definitely talking my shit. You feel me? If you wanted to goddamn play basketball against LeBron James gonna do the fundamentals of basketball because him having a mastery of the fundamentals of basketball is how he pays his bills. You wouldn't get mad if LeBron, you trying to say you trying to say I'm trolling? You know you haven't because he's an expert. You know what I'm saying? I'm an expert in debating. If you don't like that I'm an expert in debating, come get this debate work. Hands down, though, Queen lost that debate. Hands down. I'm looking forward to seeing her TikTok rebuttals. Maybe I'll give it some play, maybe I won't. But education innovation, I know it's research over me search. It's your boy George Lee, aka Conscious Lee. Don't forget the Lee. You can find me at georgeleespeaks.com. And to all my white folks that's listening, hey, I know how to, you know what I'm saying, georgeleespeaks.com. You can get you some, speaking engagements when it comes to civility in the workplace or effective communication or, what I'm saying, the unconscious conscious of sexism, racism, ableism, whatever. That's what I do. You feel me? That's why that's literally what I got my degrees in. You know what I mean? And just know I can talk to baby boomers. I know the passion sometimes can scare some people, but I can, calm it down a little bit to get done what I need to get done. In conclusion, though, I really do this debate shit, and you're gonna come debate. Just be ready to debate, not speaking points. Debate. That means you ready to make a point and defend the point. Defend the point is not saying I said what I said, or you just disagree with me. Of course, I'm disagreeing with you. It's a debate. I'll holler at y'all.